Hey there, lovely souls. Welcome to my channel, Magnetize Official. In the quiet moments of solitude, your person finds themselves surrounded by an eerie stillness, one that might appear peaceful from the outside, yet within, a storm rages. Beneath the surface of their silence, waves of stress, longing, and regret crash against the walls of their heart. They miss you in a way that words cannot fully capture, a way that leaves an ache they never expected to feel so deeply. As they reflect on the past, clarity emerges like a long overdue revelation. They now see what they couldn't, or wouldn't, acknowledge before. The way they treated you was unfair. You didn't deserve the hurt, the distance, the unspoken words that built barriers between you. But unfortunately, this realization has come too late, leaving them with nothing but remorse and an insatiable yearning to make things right. Every new sunrise brings with it the thought of reaching out. A simple message, just a few words, could be the bridge that reconnects what was lost. And yet, every time their fingers hover over their phone, hesitation creeps in. The fear of rejection, of silence on the other end, paralyzes them. What if you don't respond? What if they've lost their chance for good? The weight of these questions keeps them frozen, trapped between hope and fear. The loneliness they once thought would be a refuge has become a relentless reminder of the choices they made. They never imagined that walking away would leave them with such emptiness, nor did they foresee the vast silence that would stretch between you. What once felt like a necessary distance has now become an unbearable void. Before we dive deeper, let's take a quick moment to elevate this energy together. First, hit that like button to show your support for this message. Second, subscribe so we can reach 10,000 amazing souls. And third, drop a comment with the number 99. This number holds a special power, amplifying the universe's signal and making this moment even more potent. Let's do it. Now, emotions flood their heart, ones they may not have fully recognized before. When you were in their life, they took your presence for granted, assuming there would always be another moment, another chance. But now, as regret settles in, they see things differently. The longing they feel isn't just nostalgia, it's the undeniable truth that you meant more to them than they ever admitted. And as they sit in the silence they created, they wonder if there's still a chance to rewrite the ending of your story. They've never truly let go of you. Not really. The memories of the time you shared, the kindness you offered, and the love you gave still linger in their heart. And now, as you've blossomed into the person you are meant to be, they find themselves yearning to return to your life. They long to once again share in your joys and sorrows, to support you as they once did. But there's a catch. They know they must face the consequences of their past actions. This is a moment of reckoning for them. They're fully aware that their past choices, their disrespect and disregard for the bond you shared, have led them to this point. And though this realization cuts deeply, it's also a necessary part of their journey toward redemption. It's the kind of truth they can't escape, no matter how hard they try. The weight of their mistakes is heavy, but it's a burden they must bear if they hope to evolve. They are no longer rushing through life. They've come to understand that in order to be with you again, they must take things slow, show patience, and do whatever it takes to prove they are worthy of your love and trust once more. The pain of being apart from you has become unbearable, a constant ache that reminds them of the love they've lost. And with that ache comes a deep recognition of where they went wrong. In their heart, they see now that they undervalued you, the person who showed them love and compassion, and overvalued their own sense of importance. It was the biggest mistake they ever made. They regret the choices they made and the ways they hurt you. And they wish, with all their being, that they could go back and do things differently. While they can't change the past, what they can do is try, with everything they have, to make amends. They are ready to face the consequences of their actions. They know the road ahead won't be easy. Rebuilding trust takes time and effort, and they're prepared to endure whatever it takes. All they have now is hope. The hope for forgiveness, the hope for reconciliation, the hope that one day they can find their way back into your life. They're willing to wait, even if it means enduring more pain in the process. Because in their heart, they believe that with time and effort, they can make things right. This is their journey, one of self-discovery, growth, and the desire for redemption. It's a path that, though challenging, they hope will eventually lead them back to you, where they believe they belong. Are you still upset with me? I can feel it deep in my soul, even when you wear a brave face and pretend everything is fine. There's a quiet tension between us that I can't ignore, a kind of unspoken storm, one that only I seem to sense, yet it weighs so heavily on my heart. Every time I think about it, the regret consumes me. The memory of our last conversation is crystal clear in my mind. I can remember the date, the words of gratitude we exchanged, and that heavy silence that followed. It's like a shadow that lingers, reminding me of the distance that has grown between us. It haunts me, like a painful echo that refuses to fade. The thought of losing you feels like a dagger to my chest, a pain so sharp and raw that I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. The fear of being without you keeps me awake at night, twisting inside me. I can't find the words to express it, but the idea of living in a world without your smile, your kindness, your love, it's unbearable. Every morning, I wake up with a prayer on my lips, a prayer for us, for healing, for growth. I pray that we can learn from what we've been through and become stronger because of it. I hope that time will help us release the anger and resentment that have clouded our hearts, and that love will find its way back into the space between us, healing all that's been broken. No matter how tough it gets, I still believe in us. I believe in what we share, in the bond that has always been between us, and in the power of our connection. I truly believe you are my soulmate, and that together we have the strength to overcome this dark chapter in our story. I regret so deeply the actions that led to your pain. I was blind to the consequences of my behavior, unable to see that by hurting you, I was also cutting myself. I didn't understand that by wounding you, I was unraveling the very foundation we built together, like cutting the branch I was sitting on, not realizing the fall was coming. You are my Estelle, my guiding star. You are the spark that ignites my dreams and the force that drives my every step. You are the light that brightens my darkest days, the beacon that brings me back home. I've come to a powerful realization, one that has shifted everything inside of me. I don't want to be that person anymore, the one who plays games or avoids commitment. What we share is too rare and too precious for me to keep running from it. If I've hurt you in any way, I truly ask for your forgiveness. I hope that despite my mistakes, you can find it in your heart to accept me, flaws and all. Because I am ready to change, to grow, to become the person I know you deserve, the person worthy of your love. When we first crossed paths, I had no idea just how deeply you would impact my life. Back then, I never could have imagined you would become the queen of my heart, the one who would show me what real love is all about. I love you, my angel, with a depth that words struggle to capture. With you by my side, I've found everything I've ever wanted in a partner. You're loving, strong, and incredibly resilient. You embody everything I've always admired in a woman. I am forever grateful for the divine hand that led us to each other. After years of asking, of hoping, my prayers have finally been answered. You are the answer to everything I've ever wished for. You are the dream that has become my reality, and I feel truly blessed to have you in my life. I promise to honor and cherish you, now and always, because you deserve nothing less. But here's the thing. You surprised me. When they chose to walk away, you were wrapped in the energy of the High Priestess, a symbol of wisdom, strength, and independence. You set off on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth that I never anticipated. In their mind, you were always going to be the one who would chase them down, the one to seek reconciliation. But you chose a different path, a path of self-love and self-respect that I never saw coming. Your growth, both emotionally and spiritually, has been nothing short of extraordinary. You've evolved into someone who knows her worth, who values herself above all else. The magnetic pull that once pulled you toward them has lost its power. You no longer feel the desperate need for their approval or validation. Instead, you've found the most beautiful thing of all, the ability to validate and love yourself. And in doing so, you've become an inspiration, not just to me, but to everyone who is lucky enough to witness your transformation. Your strength is a light that shines so brightly, and it's one that I deeply admire. As you began to move away, something unexpected happened. They found themselves drawn to you in ways they never anticipated. The dynamic between you two has shifted, and now they're experiencing an intensity of feelings that they can't ignore, an obsession that's stronger than ever before. The person who once took your presence for granted is now desperately yearning for you. They miss the sound of your laughter, the warmth of your voice, and the touch of your hand. In your absence, they feel a void, an emptiness that's hard to fill. There's a sense that something essential is missing from their life, and that something is you. Without you, they feel incomplete, and the desire to return to you grows with every passing day. What they crave now is your presence. They long for the simple joys you brought, your conversations, your companionship, and the love you shared. This longing has led them to a powerful realization. They see you in a completely new light now. They recognize your true worth, your incredible value, and the deep importance you hold in their life. They want to be seen as a king in your eyes. They dream of being the protector, the supporter, and the equal that you deserve. Someone you can rely on, someone you can be proud of. But within this desire to be your everything, they also feel a deep frustration with themselves. They regret not cherishing you when they had the chance, not valuing you as they should have. The mistakes they made weigh heavily on their heart, and they can't escape the remorse that fills them. However, amidst this regret, there is something that shines through. Hope. A hope for a fresh start. A second chance to prove themselves to you and rebuild what was lost. They are ready for a new beginning. Ready to show you that they have grown, changed, and learned from their past mistakes. They want to prove to you that they are worthy of your love, of your trust, and of the space you hold in their life. And then, in this moment of reflection, something beautiful happens. As you both come closer to this realization, it's as if the music of the universe begins to play. It's not just the rhythm and melody that fills the air. It's the harmonious language of connection, of understanding, of unspoken communication. Through this music, you both are having a conversation, not with words, but through the deeper, more soulful energy that flows between you. And in that energy, you both feel the undeniable pull toward each other, stronger than ever. This way of communicating, where emotions and thoughts are expressed not through words, but through melodies and rhythms, is something completely new to me. It's as if music itself has become the bridge between us, a dialogue that goes beyond anything I've ever known. This connection feels so intimate and profound, something deeper than any conversation could achieve. In the past, when there was silence between us, I would reach for my instrument instinctively, trying to fill that space with music, hoping it would bring us closer, ease the tension, or say the things I couldn't express. But now, things are different. When you fall silent, I no longer feel the need to play for you. I've come to understand that your silence isn't a void. It isn't something to be filled with words or noise. Instead, it's a space of reflection, a time for understanding. Your silence speaks volumes, offering wisdom and clarity that words could never fully convey. And with that understanding, I ask you, please don't hold any resentment toward me. I see now how kind and considerate you've always been, and I realize how much I misunderstood that kindness. I once thought you needed something from me, that your compassion was a way of seeking something in return. How foolish I was not to see that your kindness wasn't a transaction. It was simply a reflection of who you are at your core. The real issue, I've come to realize, was within me. I was quick to place blame on others, quick to point fingers when things weren't right. But what I failed to see was that I was the one who needed to take responsibility for my own shortcomings. I blamed you for things that weren't your fault, even when I knew deep down that the fault was mine. When I wasn't the best version of myself, when my flaws cast shadows over my better qualities, you didn't walk away. You chose to stay, even when it was hard. You weathered the storm with me, showing a level of patience I didn't deserve. Instead of giving up on me, you gave me the space I needed. You stood by my side, a pillar of unwavering support, allowing me to face my own inner chaos and navigate the storm of emotions that clouded my judgment. You never left, even when it seemed like I wasn't capable of being the person you needed me to be. Your maturity caught me by surprise in the most beautiful way. You were far more understanding and patient than I ever gave you credit for. Looking back, I can truly see how much effort you put into our relationship, how much time and energy you invested, hoping to bridge the distance between us. But I, in my own blindness, failed to recognize the depth of your commitment. It wasn't until you stepped away that I fully grasped the sacrifices you made for us, and it struck me how much you gave without ever asking for anything in return. In hindsight, I now see that our relationship wasn't just a series of moments. It was a journey, a learning experience in itself. It was a chapter of our lives filled with lessons about patience, understanding, and love. While that chapter has closed, its impact continues to shape who we are today and influences the direction of our futures. The memories we made together, the laughter, the shared vulnerability, they are all woven into the fabric of who we are, and I am profoundly grateful for that. At first, it seemed like you were pulling away from me, distancing yourself almost as though you were trying to escape something. Perhaps the depth of your feelings or the intensity of our connection. But something shifted, and I now see that you were being drawn back to me, almost as if by an invisible force, pulling us together in a way I hadn't anticipated. This shift in behavior might have seemed sudden, but it's rooted in something deeper. Without you even realizing it, you became the mirror that reflected back to me all the things I had been running from, my inner struggles, my fears, and the parts of me I had been trying to avoid. It wasn't your intention to push me into confronting my shadows, but your presence in my life, your energy, your strength, triggered the healing that I so desperately needed. And while I was wrestling with my own demons, I also realized something about you. You made a choice that was vital for both of us. When you withdrew your time, energy, and attention from me, it wasn't out of anger or spite, but because you recognized the importance of self-love. You chose to put yourself first, something I should have done myself a long time ago. It wasn't an easy decision for you, but it was necessary for your growth and well-being. This change left me shaken. I had grown used to your constant love and attention, and suddenly, it was gone. The void it created in my life was palpable, a stark reminder of what I had taken for granted. I missed you more than I ever thought possible, and in that emptiness, I began to realize something profound. I had taken you for granted when you were here, but now that you were gone, I could see clearly that no one else could ever love me the way you did. No one else could handle my energy like you did, with such understanding, such care. That realization was a turning point for me. It made me see the uniqueness of our connection, the bond we shared that no one else could replicate. And as much as I longed for the attention and care I once received from you, I began to understand that it was never about me being the center of your world. It was about us, about the love, respect, and deep connection that we had built together. You showed me, in the most powerful way, that love isn't about taking or controlling. It's about mutual growth, respect, and the willingness to be vulnerable with one another. As comforting as it is to come to this realization, it also brings a certain fear, an uncertainty about what comes next. Your person might be going through an incredibly difficult time, perhaps plagued by unsettling dreams, or being presented with signs that urge them to break free from the stagnant situation they've been trapped in. These signs might come in all shapes and forms, subtle whispers or strikingly obvious moments that call them to make a change, to break free and to evolve. But no matter how loud or quiet these signs are, they all point to one undeniable truth: change is inevitable. During this chaotic and uncertain time, you remain their constant source of comfort. Your presence, your words, your actions have become their sanctuary. In the midst of everything they're facing, you are the calm in their storm, the light that guides them through the darkness. Even though distance may have come between you, even though your relationship may have shifted, you still offer them peace. You are their grounding force, the anchor that holds them steady as they navigate their personal awakening. Looking back on everything, the relationship you've shared has been a roller coaster, hasn't it? There have been moments of incredible joy and painful heartache, times of closeness and times of distance. Yet through all of it, one thing has remained constant: the deep, unshakable bond you share. It has been tested time and time again by the ups and downs of life, but it has endured. It's a bond that is unlike any other, unique, irreplaceable, and undeniably powerful. The impact of this connection on both of your lives is something you may not fully understand yet, but it's shaping both of you in ways you will come to appreciate. If I could somehow turn back time, if I could find a way to undo the hurt I caused, I would do it in a heartbeat. The weight of regret presses heavily on my heart, and every day I carry the burden of knowing I hurt you. You brought me to life in a way I never imagined, opening my eyes to a world beyond my own. And yet, somehow, I'm the one who hurt you the most. I resisted change because I was too afraid to let go of parts of myself I knew weren't serving me. There were aspects of my life, my identity, that I was unwilling to release. But now I see that the hardest part wasn't letting go of those things. It was realizing that I was holding on to them so tightly that I was shutting out the one person who truly mattered. You. I got so caught up in my own world, consumed by the distractions of daily life, that I lost sight of you and the love you were offering me. I failed to recognize that you were right there, giving me the most beautiful, unconditional love. I didn't give you the time, the affection, or the attention you deserved. I let my logic take over, and my ego overshadowed my heart. I became so wrapped up in my own insecurities that I couldn't see or appreciate the beauty of what we had. Now, I see the truth. You are my emotional fulfillment. You are the one who completes me in ways I never realized until now. Your presence is irreplaceable. There is no one else who could ever take your place. The pain I feel in your absence is indescribable. It's a pain that consumes me, a void so vast that nothing seems to fill it. I miss you every single day, every moment that passes without you. To be honest, you were like a warm, safe blanket, a comfort I didn't think I deserved. You were my refuge, my peace, my sanctuary. And yet, in my own insecurity, I convinced myself that I wasn't worthy of someone as wonderful as you. That's why I pushed you away. I thought, in my misguided attempts to protect you, that by creating distance you would start to hate me. I thought that if I made you angry, if I made you push me away, I could somehow protect you from the mess I had become. But now, all I feel is regret. I miss you so deeply that it aches. I've been left with nothing but longing, wishing I had handled things differently. I wish I could turn back the clock, go back to those moments, and fix everything I broke. But I know now that I've done too much damage, and it's too late for that. All I can do is hope, from the deepest part of my heart, that you found happiness and the love you deserve. As for me, I'll carry this pain and regret with me, knowing I've lost the one person who truly meant everything to me. I miss you, my love, and I'll forever regret the words that caused you pain. Your partner is currently in the midst of a deep, transformative phase, one that involves introspection and reflection on their past actions, present situation, and possible futures. They are sorting through a whirlwind of emotions, most of them filled with sorrow, regret, and a profound sense of loss. This emotional turmoil is rooted in the painful realization that they failed to honor and value the relationship you both shared as it truly deserved. The absence of your presence in their life has become an overwhelming reminder of the consequences of their decisions. What once seemed so certain and secure is now a distant memory, and the reality of what they had and lost has hit them hard. They now find themselves face to face with the weight of their own actions, grappling with the love they let slip through their fingers. They had the privilege of experiencing a rare and extraordinary love, a kind of love that is often described as once in a lifetime. Yet, in their complacency, they failed to fully grasp the depth of this love until it was too late. Now, as the painful truth settles in, they are realizing that your love, your care, and your presence in their life are irreplaceable. There is no substitute for the kind of connection you shared, and no material success can fill the void left by the loss of something so real and meaningful. While your partner battles their inner turmoil, your energy radiates a sense of calm and tranquility. Without even realizing it, the work you've done on yourself, your journey of self-improvement and growth, has transformed your aura. You've become more vibrant, more appealing, and more grounded than ever before. Your energy is soothing, not just to yourself, but to everyone around you. Your partner has noticed this change in you. They can sense the growth and evolution that has taken place in your life, and they're now seeing you in a new light. One of the most powerful transformations you've undergone is in your ability to set healthy boundaries. These boundaries are a reflection of the deep self-respect and self-love you've cultivated. They act as a shield, protecting your emotional well-being and ensuring that only positive, healthy energy is allowed into your life. In light of all this, your partner understands that if they wish to reconnect with you, they must approach you with clear and genuine intentions. They know that they cannot come to you half-heartedly or with any kind of manipulation. This time, they must show up with sincerity and authenticity, or the door will remain closed. The ball is now in their court, and it is up to them to decide how they will move forward. This period of deep reflection is critical for your partner. It will determine not only the future of your relationship, but also their personal growth. As they continue to process their emotions and the weight of their decisions, they are beginning to understand the true value of what they lost. They are beginning to comprehend the irreplaceability of your love, your presence, and the bond you once shared. On your side, you've blossomed into someone who knows their worth, someone who radiates confidence, calmness, and clarity. Your journey has led you to this point of empowerment where you stand firm in your boundaries, your beliefs, and your sense of self. The future of this relationship, if there is to be one, will depend on whether your partner is truly ready to meet you with the respect and sincerity you deserve. The next steps are theirs to take, and only time will reveal whether they are prepared to act with the pure intentions needed to rebuild what was lost. For so long, I've struggled to find the right words to express what's in my heart. It's been a constant battle, one that has taken up all my energy, both day and night. The harsh truth that I've caused you so much pain is incredibly difficult for me to face. It's a bitter pill to swallow, and no matter how hard I try to accept it, it still feels like it's just out of reach. What makes this even harder to bear is the irony of it all. I've always been the one you could turn to for protection, the one who promised to shield you from the world's pain. Yet now, I've become the very person who's hurt you the most. It's something I can't fully understand. How I, someone who vowed to keep you safe, ended up causing the most damage to your heart. When others hurt you, I was filled with anger so intense it terrified me. I would have done anything to protect you. But now, I'm left wondering, how do I protect you from the hurt I've caused? How do I make it right when I'm the source of your pain? I am so deeply sorry for the tears I've caused you. The image of you crying is forever etched in my mind, and it haunts me in a way that words can't truly capture. The weight of this regret is something I struggle to express. If I could turn back time, if there was some way to undo the mistakes I made, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would hold you close, wipe away your tears, and comfort you like I should have all along. But, as much as I wish it, we both know that wishing won't change the past. You might believe that I don't miss you, that I've moved on, or that I've forgotten about you. But let me assure you, nothing could be further from the truth. Every single day, in every moment, I find myself longing for you. I miss the sound of your voice, the warmth of your laughter, the way your messages used to brighten my day. I miss how you lit up my world, bringing light even in the darkest times. When I think of you, a whirlwind of emotions rushes through me. There's happiness, of course. Happiness from the memories we shared, the laughter, the joy, the moments that once felt so simple and pure. But alongside that joy is a deep, aching sadness. Those same memories now serve as reminders of what we had, and what I've lost. The contrast between the happiness I once felt and the emptiness I now carry is almost too much to bear. The distance between us, both physical and emotional, feels like an ever-present reminder of everything that's been lost. It creates a space between us that sometimes feels too wide to close, and it terrifies me. But even in the face of all this, I still hold on to hope. I still believe that maybe, just maybe, one day things could be different. That we might find our way back to each other. That healing could bring us together once more. Until then, all I can do is hold on to that hope. I will wait, I will reflect, and I will keep wishing for the day when we can find our way back to the love we once shared. Click the join button to explore the membership options and see what exciting benefits await you. By joining, you'll get exclusive perks, behind-the-scenes content, and special access to our community. It's a fantastic way to support the channel and get even more out of your experience with us. If this video resonated with you and you crave more, interact with the content, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Magnetize Official. Share these words with anyone who might find comfort and inspiration.